Welcome back to Kralhrad, our European-inspired City Skylines 2 series. In the last episode, we doubled the size of the city, with this new neighbourhood here and an industrial port. Today, we'll put the final touches on our port and bring the stadium district to life. Let's get started. So, to start off, this is going to seem a bit strange, but we have this hockey arena asset, and then we've got this, wow, what is it? It's an amalgamation. I'm going to get rid of all of these. And that is because our city is going to get this. This is a hockey stadium, but this time I actually made it a bit better. I've made this using, I think they're just the normal football stands. And for the roof, there's some, I think they're extractors. I think the most notable feature is the overhang here, from when the designers of the time were basically graced with concrete, which was this miracle, because you could do anything you want with it. You can make any shape, any form, and that's what they did. And so I've put this sign on the top. It's, I guess there's a lot of denim going on in the city, and they sponsor the team. But no, I think we can imagine that that's the team's logo or something. And then we have this tram setup. I don't think that only having this train shuttle would be enough for a game day, a match day, especially in the stadium as well. So we're going to have trams as well. I think this works that if a tram was coming in, say from there, it could either go to this one, this stop, and then leave, or it could go to this stop and leave, and they never interfere with each other. So that way we can have like multiple trams coming to this station and they won't like cause backups, which I think. And then that gives us some room in this area here to put, like, I'm guessing this would be some sort of fast food. And I'm also gonna remove any grass, because there'll probably be so many people using this shop at on a game day. Now what I also want to do, I want to add in a hotel, because you're basically, in every European stadium, somewhere literally right next to it, there'll be a hotel. And we could probably say that this might be either the players' hotel, or it might just be a premium hotel. So when I think when they built the hotel building, they built it at a time when they didn't really care for what was happening when the neighborhood was struggling. So this used to be an empty block. But I think we are probably building this city in a time when we can build it back up. And obviously there's a massive trend around stadiums where you see a lot of kind of modern housing, mixed-use housing, especially in America, but you do see it in Europe. So I think we can do some of like these southwestern packed buildings, because these are the ultimate modern, quickly built buildings, aren't they? And so I have coloured these buildings green and red, because as was decided in a comment, I'll put it up, the colour of our football team, or the colours, will be green and red. Although, by the scale of our two stadiums, it looks like hockey in Kralhrad might be a bit more popular. What we can start off with is this river side of this main road. And then also we could probably adjust the main road a bit. Now, redoing this road, I've actually kind of come up with a new idea. So what this road previously was, is it was a tunnel crossing just to let people get between the different sides of the river. Even though I think we will have, like the Queen Elizabeth II crossing in London, I think we will have like a big bridge over here. Let's maybe try it out. Okay, maybe that's a bit overkill. But we'll have a big bridge somewhere over here. But now I'm thinking that we could actually turn this highway into kind of a city bypass. It could probably come out somewhere over here. It would basically be the answer to what they must have been doing in the 60s and the 70s when they just wanted to build highways. And it also lets us protect whatever neighborhood's going to be up on the hill here. And even though this is a bit of a mega project, there is pretty decent real world basis for this, like Madrid. I know Madrid have got some of the longest tunnels in the world just to bury their highway, and it actually made a really nice park in its place, but I don't think Kralhrad is at that point yet. But if we make that tunnel, maybe we'll make it a bit less direct in the future. Maybe there'll be a junction somewhere. But speaking of junction, that means that we can turn this into a cross-river crossing. A cross-river crossing. So I've built it, and you can see the junction down there. And now what I'm doing is a technique I once tried when I was trying to replicate Vilnius's Riverfront, and it basically kind of looks like one of those meshes that you see to hold like rubble and stones in place, or like it's a retaining wall with grass gaps. I mean, from this perspective it looks good now. So that is our intersection, which leaves this bit here, which I think we might do some almost social housing. So I've used some of these Eastern European medium density, and I've also used some static propagables of the 4x2s because they kind of represent like a modernist equivalent of what these are without being too tall. And then from the train line here, what I've done, I've added in... Is there another train coming? No. I've added in... Wow, look at the view of the... Oh, that's epic. I didn't realize that. That's actually... Wow. But yeah, from the view of the train line, you can see this... It's a rural hospital, and then we've also got a school here. And I think it's like a common thing to see on like a train when you're coming into a city. You might see like a row of old houses or semi-old buildings behind a bunch of trees. So I've done a little bit of work, and we now have this corner filled in. I'm gonna base this area off of the Kralhrad. I might not, actually. We'll see how that goes, but I do like the idea of a winding street going up a hill. We might just skip the castle at the top. But I do want to do like a fort, kind of an old military remnant. So for this side of the river, instead of like a full-on dock, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of just have train lines going up to the river. I'm basing this, I'll put it on the screen now. So something I've noticed along this kind of stretch, I'll put it up. On this kind of stretch of the Danube, where there are river ports, you'll have kind of a jetty into the water, but they're very close. So let's try and make that work. Now I'm trying out a couple different designs. I wonder if I can use Road Builder to extend whatever texture this is. There we go. There. So I'm not too happy about these kind of fences on the edge, but I'm not sure there's much. Although I could do the old trick. I could do a very old technique, which is just sinking down a road. Let's see if that might work. Yes, so that creates a lot more. This platform actually does look quite good. We'll probably connect up some pipes as well. So for the jetties over here, I think I'm gonna do this newer design using this custom path that I made. And then if we put some of these silos, yeah, that kind of cements that this specific dock probably has a different history to the rest of them, evidently in agriculture. And then we can link these up with the surface, I think. So yeah, looking at this, I'm actually quite happy with how this has turned out. We also have had this cargo terminal all along, which is actually functional. Something that I'd recommend doing is basically leading up a one-way road perpendicularly, or well no, it goes into the entrance and then having it turn at 90 degrees and then connecting up a net lane. What I want to kind of finish off this area with is a bit of a tree cover to kind of hide it, basically. As for these keys over here, I kind of want them to be a bit more bare bones, especially this area coming up to the highway. I would have really wished if this could have been, well, I guess if I could have had a bit more of a gap, so I might take away this car park. I think it's just a bit too much. There's probably not enough spaces, but I think it's a bit too cluttered of a asset. And then I might add that in. Yeah, I think that works. And then if I take away these, I like that. I wish there was almost a hill as well, but I don't think I'll be able to do that without looking a bit odd with all the different surfaces. Yeah, I don't mind that if I raise up these as well. And I think this just really sells the kind of, it's not out of town, but it's just like a shopping park and there's just a plain bit of grass. Although I might make it a bit drier. Let's do that. Oh, now the surfaces, let me see. Okay, maybe not. For the docks, I really like this dock right there. I could do with the, let's see, how did I do that? So I might do a reverse of what that was. Which would mean doing this. I move it close to that side. But yeah, I think that is pretty much the build done. So yeah, let's go into some closing shots.